go to the tail of the tape for this featherweight rematch here at the Staples Center in Los Angeles.
Now, when they weighed in today, you see that Leo Santa Cruz went up a bit more than Abner Mares, so he'll have a little bit of an edge there. The other physical edge that Leo Santa Cruz is definitely going to try to use in this fight is his height and reach advantage. It helped him in the latter stages of the first fight. And speaking of the first fight, we thought we would go back and take a look at some of the numbers from that first fight, the Showstat numbers to demonstrate what happened. Santa Cruz won the battle of the numbers, and that's part of the reason why he won the fight. Embedded in that 373 punches landed, 31 punches per round for Santa Cruz. That's 16 over the average number of punches landed by featherweights. And the other number of note, 219 landed by Mares. That's the most power punches he has landed ever in a fight.
It is a rivalry born out of mutual respect. It's time for the rematch between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares with the official ring introductions. Here is the inimitable Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you to Staples Center as Premier Boxing Champions presents the featured bout of the evening, brought to you by Ringstar Sports in association with TGB Promotions and Showtime. Sponsored by Corona Extra, La Cerveza Más Fina, and Casa Noble Tequila, the Noble Pursuit. This bout is sanctioned by the WBA, the president Gilberto Jesus Mendoza. The supervisor is Robert Mack. Along with the California State Athletic Commission, the chairman is John Carvelli, executive officer Andy Foster. Introducing to you our judges scoring from ringside. From San Francisco, California, Ray Danseco. From Rivervale, New Jersey, Steve Weisfeld. And from East Los Angeles, California, Zac Young. Introducing our third man to the ring, the referee in charge of the action, we have Thomas Taylor. All right, fans, here we go with the main event of the evening. 12 rounds of boxing for the undisputed featherweight championship of the world. And now, ladies and gentlemen in attendance and boxing fans joining us around the world, live from Staples Center in Los Angeles, it's showtime! Introducing to you first on my right, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white trunks with gold trim, fighting out of Los Angeles by way of Guadalajara, Jalisco, Mexico. He weighed in at 125 3/4 pounds. His record 31 wins, 2 losses and 1 draw, with 15 wins coming by way of knockout tonight in his 11th world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the sensational 3-weight division champion of the world, introducing Abner Mares. And his opponent across the ring on my left, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing gold trunks with black trim, also fighting out of Los Angeles, he by way of Michoacan, Mexico. He weighed in at 125 1/2 pounds. His record 34 wins, 1 loss and 1 draw, with 19 wins coming by way of knockout tonight in his 15th world title appearance. Ladies and gentlemen, here is the renowned 3-weight division champion of the world, introducing Leo El Terremoto Santa Cruz. And once again, here's our referee in charge, now to give instructions, Thomas Taylor.
Right here, Leo. Exchange flags. Got flags? All right, gentlemen. I gave your instructions in the dressing room. Belt line's good here, belt line's good here. Protect yourselves at all times and listen to my commands. Touch them up. Back to your corner, gentlemen.
One of the best young referees in the sport, Thomas Taylor, will oversee the proceedings in this featherweight title fight. Leo Santa Cruz looking to solidify his standing as the top dog at 126. And Abner Mares would like to become a champion again at featherweight. The bell and round one. Leo Santa Cruz in gold with black, Abner Mares in white with gold. Their first fight was hotter than Los Angeles asphalt. We are now embarking on the road to a repeat or revenge. This is round 13.
And in the first fight, Abner Mares rushed out, went right after Leo Santa Cruz and probably won the first round or two, but he felt like he burnt out and he smothered his punches. We don't see him doing that here in this fight.
Well, there is no feeling out process between these two Mexican-American warriors, and already a volcanic eruption from the crowd here in Los Angeles as bragging rights for the Southland are at stake.
A couple of good shots landed by Santa Cruz, landed a couple of good left hooks early.
Both of them landing inside.
Nice uppercut by Abner Mares. Mares wants to be a different fighter. When he is the disciplined boxer-puncher, Abner Mares is much better than Abner Mares the brawler with wide punches. And the jab is vital for Mares.
And Mares using the jab to close the gap. And there's a double jab from Santa Cruz. And Santa Cruz utilized long-range boxing with that high-output offense. A mix was the key to success in their first fight out.
Yeah, very much so. And Mares wants to be a boxer-puncher, but he still has to get on the inside where he can land those body punches like that.
And Paulie, we saw those different wrinkles to Leo Santa Cruz's game in the rematch against Carl Frampton as things heat up here in round one.
Yeah, at a distance, Santa Cruz was very effective against Frampton in that rematch. I don't know if Mares is going to allow him to be that effective, or give him that comfort zone at the outside. Mares does jab with you.
Scintillating stuff to begin proceedings here in the rematch, where these two have started from where they left off, Alan. What was a action-packed round 12 of their first fight.
And they both said this would be a feeling out round, so not quite.
Well, like Paulie Malignaggi tells us many times, don't believe what the fighters tell us in those fighter meetings.
True.
Final 30 seconds of the opening round as Santa Cruz looking to utilize that reach advantage, wanting to mark up the face of Mares with that pull cue jab. Double pumping, but Mares coming inside with the right uppercut and another fierce exchange.
Mares has found a home for the right hand in several areas, so that's good for him.
Yeah, very crafty there by Mares.
These two warriors popping punches like some of us like to pop bubble wrap. What an opening round!
We will look at the keys to victory, starting with Leo Santa Cruz. Controlling the distance, he did that in round one. Wants to stay on the outside. When Mares does get on the inside, he wants to use good pivots to get away from Mares and stay off the ropes. And the right hand, which he landed several times in that first round, is a big weapon for him. As for Abner Mares, he's got to jab his way inside. Now, he landed the jab in round one, but didn't work his way inside. They want less volume, more accuracy from him. And the double left hook, I think, is a big key for him because he wants to throw it to the body, but then to the head.
Mares calls that left hook his money maker. The bell and round number 2. According to Showstats, Santa Cruz and Mares rank in the top 10 in 3 key statistical categories amongst all active boxers across weight divisions out. Average total punches landed per round, average power punches thrown per round, and average power punches landed per round. All that means is we are in for featherweight fuego.
They're very active fighters, both of them, especially Leo Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz utilizing his jab effectively, Paulie, here at the beginning of round 2.
Yeah, I think the lead hand is going to be necessary for both guys. Santa Cruz, if he can establish it, obviously gets Mares backing up and can land the follow-ups. But when Mares is jabbing with Santa Cruz, he's able to stop that momentum and actually set up his own combination. So again, another battle of lead hands, sort of like that first fight, but of course in a different fashion. This is maybe a little bit more exciting.
Two of the best fan-friendly fighters in the sport as action picks up here in the second round, and two quality ambassadors for the sport.
Mares is throwing his right hand in a much more, nice right by Santa Cruz. Mares is throwing his right hand much straighter than he did in the first fight.
What an exchange here in the second round, and finally a momentary lull in the action that allows this crowd to show its approbation for these two pugilistic warriors.
Mares has to be careful on the out. He's going straight back, and a lot of times Santa Cruz is catching him with that right hand on the end. I don't know if it's going to hurt him, but it's going to be scoring shots, and they're conclusive shots.
Exactly.
I mean, they clearly are scoring.
Santa Cruz trying to establish the jab. Mares wanting to navigate that minefield and close the gap. Neither known really for their potent power. Mares told us as much. But Santa Cruz, 19 of his 34 victories have come inside the distance. 15 of Mares' 31 wins have come via form of knockout with less than a minute remaining in round 2.
Santa Cruz a little more economical with his punches in this fight, but landing at a good percentage.
Right uppercut on the inside by Mares, and Mares seemingly getting the better of these exchanges in close, Paulie.
I think at close range, Mares may have an advantage with the shorter arms. And also, he picks his spots well. He picks it, you know, Santa Cruz does steal on him on the outside, but Mares picks his spots well to kind of just be a sniper in there and take those opportunities.
And these are close rounds right from the get-go. And I don't envy the judges in this fight.
What does it say about Abner Mares' character and his mental to successfully come back from a devastating first-round knockout loss against Johnny Gonzalez to once again not only become a champion, but here vie in the main event at Staples Center, Los Angeles, one more time.
That was a good round, I see. Let's keep doing that, all right? That was a good, very, very good round. Very smart. Breathe. Bien. Así, consciente. Okay, that was a good round. Este round too bueno. In and out, side to side, you beat him to the punch, you step around him, after you throw, he's going to go back. Look, when you...
You're fine. You're fine in this. So far, it's good. Keep throwing that one. And keep moving side to side. Don't let him hug you. Don't let him hug you. It's over.
The bell and round number 3, the 126-pound titleist Leo Santa Cruz, who ranks in the top 3 in average total punches thrown per round, one of only 3 active fighters to average 80 or more punches, along with Roman Gonzalez and Francisco Vargas.
And they're both throwing about 80 punches around so far in this fight.
Nice sweeping left hook upstairs by Santa Cruz. He leads with another left hook on Mares.
And there's that Mares jab again. They don't know the jab doesn't always have to land, but it just is for position.
Counter shot by Santa Cruz.
Good jab by Santa Cruz as Mares tried to escape.
And there's Santa Cruz lighting up Mares with a 1-2 combination. But Mares coming in and landing a left of his own, throwing all caution to the wind. Mares, a gutsy warrior, as both of these two proving that, well, they are what they say they are, Albertstein.
to paraphrase, you know, Mares is landing some left hooks to the body, but not doubling with that punch, and I think that's something he's going to want to do in this fight. Both men are doing some excellent work in this match.
Who does this pace Who does the advantage belong to, Paulie, at this pace through the first 2+ rounds?
You know, it's not as crazy of a pace as you think because they're taking their spots and they jump in and exchange. They take their spots. My concern here is I want to see who makes the adjustment because they're both giving each other the same exact look throughout. They're both not using any feints. It's like they're just calm before the storm. They take a break like right here. Nobody feints. Nobody's anything. And they both just rush in.
And there's Santa Cruz landing a left hook.
And then they both go back, take a little break, and then they both just rush in again. So I want to see if somebody starts changing the look, gives a couple of feints, changes the routine a little bit. You see Santa Cruz is trying to give some head movement there. He's attempting something. I want to see who somebody just changes the recipe a little bit.
Catapult right hand by Mares closes the gap. Less than a minute left in the 3rd round.
Oh, good counter uppercut there by Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz has an excellent uppercut and wants to use it tonight. I think this has been the best round for any one fighter in the fight, and it's been for Santa Cruz.
Yep, Mares mixing it up on the inside. Santa Cruz missing with some of those looping shots. Misses with the right cross. And as we come to the end of round 3, already 470 total punches thrown.
I don't think we've had one clinch yet, but that's an indication Mara's not working on the inside much.
Listen for the bell, gentlemen.
It's already a barn burner. Chapter 2 of the Battle of Los Angeles.
Leo Santa Cruz, I thought, had a pretty good round 3, and Mares got work done, make no mistake about it. That's the uppercut. That's a weapon from Santa Cruz, and you see him landing a combination there. Leo Santa Cruz hardly ever throws one punch at a time. Now, later in the round, I think we're probably going to see an overhand right here by Mares. Yes, he's found a home for that right hand, and it has landed on many occasions. And I think that's going to be one of his tickets in this fight.
Vamos bien, Abner.
The 4th round, scheduled for 12. Featherweight championship match between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. Santa Cruz recently opening a new auto body shop. Not a lot of body work thus far in this fight, though, Alan. And when it comes to Leo Santa Cruz, he does love to just utilize that reach and attack the head, but can go to the body as well, as both of these guys, being Mexican-American warriors, can do.
They're both good body punches. Mares is, we think of it more for this fight, and he's going to have to, for sure, do that, but Santa Cruz as well.
Fierce exchange on the inside.
A lot of times it's hard to figure out who's winning the exchange.
Absolutely.
Not a lot lands clean, so it's like you have to see who's stealing on the other guy.
You have to be very careful. And there you look at the total punches thrown and landed. Both men working very hard here in this fight.
I'll tell you, it's a lot harder to figure out what's landing clean.
Oh, very much, yeah. This is not easy.
Even those stats can be deceiving.
Yeah, it's hard to tell in this fight. You have to really, and the judges will have to pay attention.
Double jab right hand over the top down the middle by Abner Mares. Again, Mares attacking the body, but then clinching with the taller Santa Cruz.
Leo Santa Cruz, you know, he's a good defensive fighter. It's not that he's a bad defensive fighter by any stretch, even though he's an action fighter. And even those body shots partially blocked by Santa Cruz.
And again, Mares leading the attack, going to the body, but then eating a punch or two from Santa Cruz as well.
And there's a clinch. We were talking about how
But you know,
there have been a couple.
Mares is not working on the inside. He's content to stay on the outside. I'm not sure he can win this fight 100% there.
Santa Cruz just missed with a right uppercut.
But I don't mind Mares trying that approach. Picking his spots, landing a combination, and then clinching to prevent Santa Cruz from bringing back his own shots. Because when Mares tries to escape, he goes straight back and gets hit on the out. So as opposed to stepping straight back after the combination, you probably prefer Mares to stay in and smother.
Right. But I think he should work on the inside.
45 seconds left in the 4th round. Mares beating Santa Cruz to the jab. Mares utilizing his defense, bobbing and weaving, lateral movement. Santa Cruz, the peekaboo guard. Santa Cruz looking for the counterattack on Mares, and then just lands that sweeping left hook upstairs with 15 seconds left in the fourth. Good stuff through 4 rounds as they exchange punches leading up to the final bell of the frame.
Mares stepping in, trying to work the body, and there he does work the body very effectively, but has to worry about the counterpunching of Santa Cruz. Now, that was a very effective sequence for Abner Mares, and that was an example of good work on the inside.
You got to keep with the 1-2, with the 1-2. He's trying to come in and then hold you. Don't open up. Don't open up. You don't need to. You can beat him just with that jab. You're more intelligent than him. Do your fight. Do your fight.
The bell in round number 5. There have been hundreds of outstanding fights here in Los Angeles. Promoter Tom Brown compares this to the classic featherweight showdown between Bobby Chacon and Danny Lopez at the Sports Arena back in May of '74. Both went on to become 126-pound champions, and this rivalry continues to cook here in round 5.
We heard Jose telling his son to stay on the outside, use the jab, and that's exactly what he's doing, mixing in the right hands and keeping Abner Mares on the end of his punches.
And Santa Cruz having success from long range.
Yeah, good start to this round for Santa Cruz so far. See, Mares stalking, he's looking for that entrance.
And Mares won't knock, Paulie. He'll try to bash that door down.
Yeah.
I think, though, that Mares, he's thrown a lot of jabs, 177 jabs, but I don't think he's committing to that punch to double it and work on the inside after that punch.
I think both these guys use the jab more so in a way to set up the combination and start the combination. They don't use it on its own a lot of times just to dictate the distance and dictate what
and I think that's a mistake for Mares, because that's what Robert Garcia wanted him to do.
So many different ways you can use the jab, but it seems like these guys are both using it for one situation only, and that's to enter the pocket to throw the combination.
A minute and a half remaining in the 5th round. Santa Cruz lands the jab. Mares lands the counter right hand and then eats a right hand from Santa Cruz. Mares wanting to collect data, trying to time and disrupt the rhythm of Leo Santa Cruz. A minute left here in round number 5. And Mares parried that 1-2 combination attempt by Santa Cruz.
They had many clashes of heads in the first fight, and both men were caught. We've not seen any of that in this fight because they've been at long range more. And this crowd has been controlled and dominated by Santa Cruz.
And throughout his career, Mares has been a walking blood donor clinic because of those cuts that he's accrued. 30 seconds left in the 5th round. Mares swarming Santa Cruz. Final 15 seconds of the 5th. Mares not as active offensively in this round. And again, it's because I think Santa Cruz has been able to utilize that reach in boxing, although Mares with a looping left hook. Well, coming June 23rd, it's a new documentary from Showtime Sports. Love Means Zero.
Agus, Selage, Curry, my Serena, my Venus. Come on, let's keep going, baby.
Nick wanted his players to be great, but he wanted to be great with them. And the dark side is Nick had to do a lot of things to get to where he got.
I was not the only person that felt betrayed and hurt.
I don't know if Andre can ever get over that or not.
If you want to do something in life, you have to pay a price.
No matter what it takes.
Looking forward to that documentary. And speaking of tennis, of course, Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares would love to dominate each other the way that Rafael Nadal has dominated the clay at Roland Garros at the French Open. That's going on this weekend. And of course, these two Triple Crown champions we saw justify win the Triple Crown earlier today. Two thoroughbreds at featherweight going at it here in round number 6.
You just did Sports Center.
It was always a dream.
That was good.
You know what's good, Al, is watching Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares in this rematch here at Staples Center. And here in round 6, what has impressed you the most from Leo Santa Cruz, Al, as Mares putting the leather on him?
The last 2 rounds, he has really controlled the distance and has used his jab and straight right hand as his father recommended.
Paulie, what do you like from Abner Mares thus far?
I like that when he picks his spots, but he just has to pick a bit more of them. In the rounds that he's losing, he's not picking enough spots to try to force his way inside. See, right here on the inside, he does some good work in there. You know, with some nice combinations, doubles up on the hook, uses the uppercut. But then sometimes he goes into these walls on the outside. I think at times he's trying to draw Santa Cruz into giving up his height. Santa Cruz does a pretty good job of not doing that, though. So
when he's on the inside, Abner Mares is not working like he should.
Maybe he's not doing enough damage, but he's getting a lot of the better of the exchanges when he does get inside. I think, again, the initiation of the clinch is more to prevent Santa Cruz from winning the exchange. If he get off sort of in a...
Oh, good counter left hook by Santa Cruz. Mares wanting to work the body, but again putting himself at risk in order to close the distance out.
Using a lot of lateral movement and not, if you're going to use the jab to work your way in, you're going to have to set yourself, use the double jab, then move in.
Beautiful jab from Santa Cruz that pops Mares' head back. But all that does is get Mares into the thick of this exchange.
And again, I was saying before, nobody's changing the look and nobody's using feints. I think it's more important for Mares to really use those feints and whatnot, because he's got to be more creative to try to close that distance, because Santa Cruz can sit back at this distance. It's up to Mares to close the gap in a safe way.
Leo Santa Cruz avenging his lone loss against Carl Frampton in what has been 2 terrific battles. Here he is in the second fight against Abner Mares. Mares tasting defeat just twice in his career. Once against Gonzalez, as we mentioned earlier, and of course in their first meeting here in Los Angeles against Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz is not allowing Mares to land the counter punches. He's using his height and reach well and getting out of these exchanges before Mares can land a counter punch.
Nice right hand lands for Santa Cruz over the top.
And again, that was on the exit of Mares. Mares has to be careful with that.
Mares going over the top, but then countered by Santa Cruz with the right hand. We are at the midpoint of this 12-round featherweight championship fight between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares.
Leo Santa Cruz has a very fine left hook, and even at this range, when they exchange punches, Santa Cruz can still do a good job. He's one of those tall fighters who can fight on the inside or the outside, and that was a mid-range exchange in which he landed a very good left hook.
Mira, tíreme el 1-2-1 y un pasito para el lado para que le conteste la derecha.
1-2-1 and then keep throwing.
Y bájese luego, ¿ok? No te levantes, no te jales.
Do not go up.
Vamos, ¿cómo sientes? Bien.
You're feeling good? You're feeling good? Jab, jab. And you keep moving your head.
Let's go.
Let's go.
More.
Round number 7. Leo Santa Cruz started boxing at the age of 8. Following in the footsteps of his 2 older brothers, would love an opportunity to avenge an amateur loss to Gary Russell Jr., another fighter with a claim to a 126-pound title. Abner Mares started training when he was 9, had over 120 amateur fights. As we bring in our unofficial scorer, Steve Weisfeld, how do you have it after 6 rounds?
Mo, I have it 58-56 Santa Cruz. The first couple of rounds, there were a lot of heavy exchanges, and I thought Mares got the better of him. Since then, Santa Cruz picking, sharpshooting, and doing something that's very difficult for fighters to do. He's coming forward, but he's keeping the desired distance while coming forward. And Mares, I think, has to get inside to win some of these rounds. So 4-2, Santa Cruz.
Mares got inside there with a good combination.
Yes.
And Santa Cruz sticks the effective jab.
You know, to the Garcia corner.
And another jab by Santa Cruz.
Telling Mares to work your way inside, jab, jab, work your way inside. But I just think it's got to be a bit more creativity. I don't think it's that simple to just push your way in.
Yeah,
Santa Cruz is going to meet you with shots.
I agree with you, but he hasn't really tried that yet. You know, he hasn't committed to the jab. Double it up and walk inside.
Big gap in terms of the connect.
Yeah, Santa Cruz from the outside, he's landing at a decent percentage, and Abner Mares is having an issue.
And Santa Cruz becoming effective with his stick.
Right hand by Santa Cruz there.
And Mares with a looping left hook that nothing but air. Nice exchange in the inside. Another triple, quadruple jab by Leo Santa Cruz, but Mares trying to come inside and needs another shot with less than a minute remaining in the 7th.
Sharp jab by Santa Cruz there. And that will discourage you. That will discourage you. Like Mares trying to come in.
Santa Cruz scored with a effective 1-2 combination as well. 45 seconds left in the round. Mares beginning to get tagged by Leo Santa Cruz upstairs with those 1-2. Basic but highly effective stuff from Leo Santa Cruz. And Mares now shoot shining before landing a sweeping right hand upstairs.
And the right hand, which Mares was landing so effectively early in the fight, that was the first good one he's landed in a while.
Neil, get the punches up. Pull your arm up.
Nice exchange to close out round 7 here at the Staples Center in Los Angeles.
You got to keep boxing him now. Now use your boxing skills. Now you're boxing. We're winning the fight, so now you start boxing.
At the end of the round, it wasn't boxing, it was exchanges, but at that point, a huge margin had already built up by Santa Cruz, and he was still winning these exchanges even on the inside. They were having some exciting exchanges, but for the most part, nice right hand by Mares, but for the most part, it was Santa Cruz landing punches.
It is a featherweight fiesta here on a Saturday night. Convivial atmosphere at Staples Center in Los Angeles. 8th round between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares. In fact, it's actually round 20 between these two gladiators.
And in the last round, Santa Cruz threw 108 punches, according to show stats, and landed 43. That's his high in both those categories. And things are really heating up here now because Mares senses the urgency. He's really trying to walk Santa Cruz down in this round. Let's see if he can do it. And their records past 7, both very experienced at going a long way.
Paulie, how can Mares do a better job of defending that effective 1-2 combination upstairs by Santa Cruz? And I guess doing what he's doing now would be great, but he continually gets tagged upstairs with that 1-2.
Yeah, he's got to get underneath the number 1, or number 2, he's got to not go straight back. Because a lot of times he's not just getting tagged with it with the 1-2, he's getting tagged with the 1-2 when he went on his way out from throwing a combination. So his exit has to be a little bit smarter.
exchange there. We talk about cuts in the past, and it looks like Leo Santa Cruz has been cut, I believe, around the left eye.
Yeah, probably. I'm guessing from a clash of heads, though we don't know that for sure. And of course, it'll be up to the referee to rule on that.
And the last time Leo Santa Cruz was cut, guess when? Yeah. August 2015 against Abner Mares, but that was over the right eye due to a head clash in the 3rd round.
And why did all that happen? Because Mares is pushing the action and getting on the inside. Now, I'm not saying he's supposed to, the clashes of heads is how you're supposed to win, but the fact that that's a fight. That's what he needs. He needs a fight. And he needs to be in here right there and work.
Santa Cruz, though, digging away to the body on the inside. Under a minute left in the 8th frame. Lead right hand connects upstairs for Santa Cruz. Mares swarming Santa Cruz, but smothering his offense. Now trying to create some separation, but Santa Cruz trying to wrestle his way back to the center of the ring.
I don't know if Abner Mares is winning this round, but it's the first one in a while in which he has tried to impose his will and work on the inside.
He's trying to at least be a bully in there.
Right, he's doing that, you know.
Mares showcasing his hand speed, but not landing a lot of those punches. 15 seconds left in the 8th round.
We believe it was a clash of heads that caused the cut. Whether the referees ruled it, we'll find out. But there's Mares trying to land on the inside, and Mares comes in. They bang heads, and that is where we believe the blood started to flow for Leo Santa Cruz. We'll take another look, and this angle will be even better as they come in. There's the clash of heads, and you see some red starting there. Great replay by our talented folks in the truck, and on top of that, he dabs at the eye. Further proof. I'm an investigative reporter. When I see those things, I know it, Paulie.
Yeah, it dripped right on the back of Abner, actually.
Ramon Morales, the cut man for Leo Santa Cruz, earning his keep.
If in fact, and we'll check on whether the referee ruled it, I believe he did. That means if this fight were stopped because of that cut at this juncture, they would go to the scorecards.
Leo Santa Cruz waiting the birth of his 3rd child later this year. Abner Mares has taken on a heightened social advocacy role. He refers to his neighbors as family. And again, both of these two high-level warriors, two of the best representatives of the sport of boxing, and putting it all on the line again here tonight. Now into round number 9.
Amen to what you just said. If Abner Mares is going to win this fight, he's going to have to win it right here. He's going to have to be busy. He's going to have to throw the body. He's going to have to double with that left hook. And, you know, it seems, and of course Steve Forward is scoring it that way, and we kind of see it that way whether the judges do or not. This has been a long stretch with Santa Cruz using his height and his reach and his boxing ability to control rounds.
Leo Santa Cruz leaking like political documents due to the accidental clash of heads. A minute 45 left in the 9th, and Mares again utilizing that hand speed, trying to disrupt Santa Cruz and trying to score, Paulie.
Yeah, he's got to be a bit more creative getting inside. Just to forcing your way inside, you're going to have to go through punches. And Leo's going to answer you with punches too. So it's you want to be there. There's
a long-range right hand that scored.
Again, on the outside. He's trying to sneak in punches and get back out, but he's getting back out, just going straight back, and Santa Cruz meets him with shots.
And we've been told that the referee ruled it a punch, so apparently he didn't see that clash of heads. So that means that should that cut cause this fight to stop, Santa Cruz would lose. So there's high stakes here with that cut, but they've done a good job with it.
Adding to the drama of this rematch. Sorry, Paul.
You can't tell with these kind of exchanges what's landing ahead.
No, it's true, right.
Sometimes you can tell, but not in this kind of fight. It's really much more difficult.
Absolutely.
Try doing play-by-play, my friend.
Yeah, exactly. And you're the best at that.
Yeah, right.
And we have the luxury of the slow motions to look at it. But
and now Mares just coming inside, and there's the exchange. Beautiful stuff to the body, and Mares landing upstairs. And again, Mares getting the better of the exchange on the inside.
He is right now, and has during this round and a little bit of the last round. So,
and that's the geography he wants to be at.
Absolutely. And Leo Santa Cruz has been a little more willing to allow that to happen, though some of it's been made to happen by Mares.
And again, Santa Cruz, a sharp jab to Mares.
Wow.
We headed to round 10. Fantastic stuff in this featherweight rematch.
Look at these punches. How do you know what's landing? It's crazy. Like, how do the CompuBox know what's landing? It's crazy.
It's a hard job.
Yeah, man. Especially in a fight like this.
That was a better round. That was a better round. Much better, much better. But I still want to see more pressure. I still want to see more pressure. You're quicker than him. Let's go. There's 3 rounds left. Go inside. Come on, Abner. Put the body inside. I want to see combination, and I want to see the jab. Okay, you got to throw the left hook. Let's go. If you throw the left hook, you can knock him out. We're okay, but you got to keep throwing the left hook. Move the waist.
When he says move the waist, he means pronate that punch and get leverage on it.
I love the enthusiasm of the Santa Cruz corner where you throw a left hook, you knock him out, but I don't think anybody's getting knocked out this fight.
No, I agree.
This is round number 10. Leo Santa Cruz has an 11th round knockout on his resume. Abner Mares has no knockouts past the 9th round.
Let him go, Abner. Let him go. Straight back,
And while this crowd may have shown its disdain for our opening championship fight where Jermell Charlo recorded a majority decision against Austin Trout to retain his 154-pound title, many of them have been on their feet throughout this fight, and this is what they came to see, the Battle of Los Angeles, the sequel between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares.
And Steve Fard has it tightening up a bit. I have to respectfully disagree with Jose, Leo's dad. I wouldn't be throwing left hooks. I'd be staying outside jabbing and throwing straight right hands. Left hooks open you up to Mares' left hook. That's just me, though.
No, I like that as well. I think distance has favored.
Yeah.
That's just you, a member of 1,000 Hall of Fames. Coming up on the midpoint of the 10th round, and Santa Cruz with a decided edge in headshots landed, and yet Abner Mares yet to go down. Mares has been on the canvas 3 times in his career, was knocked down twice by Johnny Gonzalez in that fateful first round. But again, what does it say, Al, about his recovery?
Yes, 5 years ago, and he has taken himself right back to the pinnacle of the sport. Good work to the body by Mares. He landed a really nice left hook a moment or two ago, and there's continuing to work on the inside. Because this round is still there for some of the win.
And Mares attacking the body as he comes in. Final minute of the 10th round. Left hook lands upstairs for Mares on his back foot.
Santa Cruz is not using the jab and right hand as effectively in this round.
And Mares lands a cuffing right hand over the top. "30 seconds left on the clock here in the 10th. But Santa Cruz able to land the jab. And there's a right hand that scores upstairs for Leo Santa Cruz.
And again, right here, you got a chance to change the look. You got a chance to feint. And what's happened? The same thing. So no adjustment. And Mares is the one that has to make the adjustment at this point.
We'll find out what kind of adjustments Robert Garcia suggests for Abner Mares as we head into the championship rounds.
We go inside the ropes to show you that there have been a lot of great exchanges in this fight. Both men, when they are battling away on the inside, they have some excellent exchanges with each other. The right hand primarily of Abner Mares has been a very effective weapon for him. And on the inside, Santa Cruz, who's a bigger, taller fighter, can fight on the inside, and they both have done good work there over the course of this fight. And this is some of the more raw action. This is when Santa Cruz is not on the outside boxing as a typical boxer-puncher.
The championship rounds upon us. Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares battling for Los Angeles bragging rights in a piece of the 126-pound crown. Gary Russell Jr. with a claim to the title. Oscar Valdez with a claim to the championship, but both Santa Cruz and Mares feel the victor of this fight should be considered the numero uno at 126. The great stuff is, Al, that there's an opportunity to unify.
There is. Mares is 6-1-1 in 12-round fights. Leo Santa Cruz 6-1. They have a lot of experience going this distance, and they work hard in the final rounds. Both men have done this in their 12-round fights.
Santa Cruz again trying to establish the jab. Mares trying to find his way to the inside, attacking the body, then going upstairs. A minute gone in the 11th.
Down there when you guys are tied up, all right? Let go when I say let go, all right? Let's go.
Santa Cruz is starting to find that left hook.
Yeah, he is. And
on that right cross.
So his father maybe did tell him one thing that's good, but I just didn't think he should exchange left hooks. He should do it as a natural outflow of those combinations from the outside.
Couple of left hooks to the liver by Mares. Another left hook by Mares to the body, but it's Santa Cruz. And then Mares still delivering shots to the body while Santa Cruz delivering a stream of left uppercuts on the inside.
This is fun boxing, and the last few rounds have provided us with a lot of action, and before that as well, of course.
You know, Eric Morales inducted into the International Boxing Hall of Fame, known for his incredible trilogy with Marco Antonio Barrero. One of those contests came at 126 pounds. There have been some amazing rivalries in this weight class. Willie Pep and Sandy Sadler, but this is a modern rivalry that continues to burn between Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares with less than a minute left in the 11th round.
Mares has thrown 9 jabs in this round. That's a mistake. He's getting on the inside, but he would do better if he was jabbing his way on the inside.
Yeah, Mares wants to brawl on the inside, just bully Leo Santa Cruz if he can, trying to shoe-shine him with 20 seconds now left in the 11th round, and the referee getting involved more than he's had to throughout this fight. And again, Mares just lunging in.
Listen for that bell.
Final 3 minutes of this rousing rematch is coming up.
This is the last round coming up. This is the last round. Breathe nice and deep. With everything. Don't make the error of getting up. Keep throwing. Nice and short. I don't want you holding. Don't let him hold you. He'll never win the fight if you just box him. Never win the fight. This is the last round. This is the one you gotta win. Just keep the lateral movement. Don't take any risk. Do not take any risk.
The crowd is in fuego. The action has been in fuego. Leo Santa Cruz and Abner Mares with a quick embrace before they try to stop each other in
first fight, Abner Mares threw 133 power punches in round 12. The third most ever for show stats. He's trying to do it again here.
Punches in bunches. Santa Cruz and Mares rock 'em, sock 'em here in the 12th and final round. Santa Cruz scoring upstairs. Mares busier, trying to blister the body with an attack, a withering attack, but unable to keep Santa Cruz at bay.
He's got to just try to stay inside.
And he's eating a left hand and another left hand from Santa Cruz.
Santa Cruz sneaky with that hook. He steps back as he throws it, so he uses Mares' own momentum against him.
And just enough lateral movement from Santa Cruz to make those lulls where Mares isn't on the inside.
And maybe look for Santa Cruz to try to employ a check left hook as Mares comes on the inside. Remember Floyd Mayweather, Ricky Hatton, one of the more quintessential check hooks we've seen.
Yeah, and Santa Cruz has done a good job with those check hooks tonight.
Yes, he has. There's a sharp jab by Santa Cruz that momentarily stops Abner Mares in his tracks.
The blood's still flowing, but it's obviously not going to be a major factor in this fight. It's unlikely they would stop it at this point.
It's been another blood and guts battle. As advertised, final minute of the final round. Mares trying to brawl with Santa Cruz on the inside. They continue to attack each other at will.
Let him go, Leo.
Seconds left. Regardless of the outcome, Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares solidifying their status as two all-action Mexican-American warriors. And we talk about all the intriguing permutations that can be made. Could we potentially see Chapter 3? What a fight! And just like the first fight when they threw over 2,000 punches combined together, they threw nearly 2,000 punches tonight, Al.
Wow. And the Mares family, you saw them a moment ago, hoping that things can go the way of Abner Mares. We'll see. The last round was action-filled. Both men landing tons of punches. 45 for Santa Cruz, 33 for Mares. And this is why. They were blasting away on the inside. Not everything getting there, but they were laying it all on the line. A lot of these punches not thrown in exact fashion that they'd like, but a nice right hand by Santa Cruz. And later in the round, again, they're working on the inside. This is the territory Mares wanted, but it's a misnomer to think that Santa Cruz can't work on the inside as well. They kept battling right to the end. Heads banging, left hooks landing, and both men showing their grit.
In their first fight, Mares rallied and won the 12th round on 2 scorecards. The only round he won besides the first round in that fight that was scored 117-111 on 2 scorecards and 114-114. The majority decision win for Leo Santa Cruz. Will history repeat itself tonight?
Both men threw and landed more punches. Now, let's take a look at the first fight. This is revealing. In the first fight, Santa Cruz ended up landing 373 punches of 1,054. In the second fight, according to Showtime, 226 of 977 for Mares. Now we flip to tonight. It's almost an exact replica. 357 for Cruz, 208 for Mares. The numbers that they threw were very similar. I mean, literally a replay of the first fight.
So will it be a repeat or will it be redemption? Let's go to the one and only Jimmy Lennon Jr.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 12 rounds of action, the judges are in agreement. We have a unanimous decision, and here are the score totals. Judge at ringside, Ray Danseco scores the bout 115 to 113. Judge at ringside, Steve Weisfeld sees it 116 to 112. And Zac Young scores it 117 to 111 in favor of the winner of the Battle of Los Angeles. He is the winner of the WBC Diamond Belt. He is now the undisputed WBA Featherweight Champion of the world, Leo El Terremoto Santa Cruz.
Another instant classic, much to the delight of the Santa Cruz family, and it is all about La Familia for Leo Santa Cruz, who scores another victory over the always game, the valiant Abner Mares. But Leo Santa Cruz now with an opportunity to move on. As 126-pound titleist, we talk about a potential rubber match with Carl Frampton, potentially unifying with Gary Russell Jr., but what a show of sportsmanship.
You wouldn't expect anything less from these two fighters. And yes, Leo Santa Cruz looking to the future. I'm going to be on record right now as saying I want to see that man face Gary Russell to unify titles. That's what I want to see. And
you want to see it this year?
I want to see it this year, and I think boxing fans want to see it.
Yeah,
and Paulie for Abner Mares.
I don't think Mares did himself a disservice. You know, I don't think he can make the adjustments. That was a little bit disappointing, but more so it could just be a tough style matchup for him against Santa Cruz. I think Mares showed that he's still a world-class fighter, and we're seeing him again against any of the other top featherweights. It's still going to be a fun fight.
All right, let's go to Brian Custer.
All right, Mo, thank you very much. Leo, congratulations on the victory. The first time you guys fought, over 2,000 punches. You throw nearly 2,000 again. How would you describe a Leo Santa Cruz Abner Mares fight?
A great fight award, like we said. I think I didn't throw it. It wasn't maybe as good as the first one, but we tried. I tried my best, but I had to be smarter. I had to do what I had to do to win the fight, and I did it. Thank God, and thanks to all the fans that came to support me. And I always do it for you guys. Thank you.
You said, I'm going to be smarter in this fight. I'm just going to keep him on the outside and box and use my jab. All of a sudden you hear this crowd, and then you guys just start mixing it up. Why do you do this? Why do you make these fights like this?
I love the crowd. I love to make them happy. Whatever I can do to please them, I do it.
In the 8th round, you suffered this cut. Did that have any effect on you towards the end of the fight?
No, a cut is a cut. It's just blood. It wasn't bothering my eye. And if anything, it brings more motivation in me. It brings more hunger out of me.
What does it mean to have bragging rights to be the king of LA now with this victory?
It feels great. Abner Mares is a great fighter. He left his heart out there. I take my hat off for him, and he did a great fight. It was a pretty tough fight, like I said, but thank God we got the victory.
We talked about this before the fight. Do you believe now that you are the best featherweight in the world right now?
Hopefully I am. I just leave it to the fans. The fans are the ones that say who's the best. If they say I'm the best, thank God that they say that.
So what's next for Leo Santa Cruz? We had Gary Russell Jr. fight last month. He said he wants you. What do you want next?
I want Gary Russell. I want Let's Unified. I want whoever. I'm not scared of nobody. Let's go. Whoever it is, I'm ready.
Leo, congratulations. Let's bring in Abner Mares. Abner, That's one heck of a fight. How would you describe a Leo Santa Cruz Abner Mares fight?
Fight of the year, like I told you guys. This fight was going to be a fight of the year. We come here, we please the crowd. I hope you guys like the fight because we fight for you guys. We fight for you guys independently. The scorecards, the win or lose, I don't care. I'm a champion for you guys. I fight for you. I don't care if I lose next. I'm here to please you guys.
You saw the judges' scores. What did you think of the judges' scores? Obviously, they gave him the unanimous decision.
I don't want to discuss that, man. It is what it is. They made the decision. I can't overturn that. Leo's a great fighter. He fought a great fight. It was a good, close fight. I thought so. Honestly, if they would have given it a draw, let's do this again. You know, I'm ready to do this. You guys want to see a third fight? Let's do this. Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares 3. Let's do it here in LA.
It seemed to be his height, the reach was the problem. When you got inside, you did some good work, but it was a problem for you. It seemed like trying to get on inside of him.
There's always a problem, especially when you fight elite fighters like himself. It's always tough. Again, I fought a hard, close fight. I fired my heart out. You know, I came out short, but at the end of the day, I'm pleased with my decision.
What do you think? Is Leo Santa Cruz the best featherweight right now?
Without no doubt, Leo Santa Cruz right now is #1. I can't take that away from him. I said that before the fight, you know, the winner of this one was going to be #1. So I tip my hat off for him.
And last but not least, what do you think this fight did for this city, this area here? This was two of the best fighters in Southern California for a town that loves boxing.
LA, where you at? Where you at, LA? This is our town. This is our town. Ain't nothing else. Leo Santa Cruz, Abner Mares, let's bring it, #3. Let me take advantage of this moment, please. I want to thank my beautiful family. Emily, I know promises you fight. I'm sorry I came out short, but I love you, baby. El papá de Leo Santa Cruz, mis respetos. He's the real champion, Leo Santa Cruz father. Thank you all. God bless you. Un saludo para el siervo de Dios, Nazón Joaquín García. Un abrazo.
Abner, appreciate the time. Look forward to seeing you back in the ring soon.